Hi everyone, and welcome to Heather Carlson Psychic Medium. So I had promised some full moon readings for December 22nd as the full moon goes into Cancer, and that's what it is. So I'm actually doing the Cancer reading first. I'm going to do all 12 of the signs. So this is Cancer for those Cancer in Sun, Moon, or Rising. Potentially could be Venus. So as I've shuffled already, I've already had a couple pop out, so I want to deal with those right away first. And I'm a fellow Cancerian myself. I'm a Cancer Sun and a Cancer Venus. So the first one that popped out is the Queen of Swords. If you can see this, I am using my Shadowscapes Tarot deck today. So it's interesting because I felt like this reading was about the full moon, but I felt like for each of the signs, it was also about what we need to release and let go and leave in 2018. And so for us Cancers, coming up the Queen of Swords, I mean, she is no nonsense. She is fierce. She knows what she wants. She's not putting up with any bullshit. She's made up her mind, and she's very clear in her path and her decisions and her choices. You know, she's not having regrets. And I think this is really important. I think those of us with Cancer in our chart really have had quite a process in 2018. And I feel like with this full moon, what we are sort of leaving behind in 2018 is the regret, the guilt, the things that we previously were to appease, and to leave that behind, and totally embrace our authentic self and have no negative aspect with it. Leave that negative in 2018. Going forward from the full moon is the Queen of Swords. Now she's a little unemotional for the holidays, which I find kind of surprising. Because Cancerians, I mean, we're family. I mean, I would think, the holidays are a big mush puddle for us. But Queen of Swords is sort of no nonsense. She's a little unemotional. She's a little, business is business in her attitude. And so I sort of see this as a bit of, getting your head together, that you've got some really great busy stuff coming in 2019. And I will be doing readings for January 2019 in the next week or so. But this is sort of no nonsense. Don't mess with me. I know what I want, and I'm not second guessing it, and I'm not regretting it, and I'm not worrying about it anymore. I've made up my mind. I'm moving forward. She's fierce, and she could potentially, for those of us in Cancer, we could get accused of being a little bitchy, a little unemotional over the holidays. And, we need to be aware of it, but so it is. It's not that big a deal. We're sort of living our own truth. The next one that jumped out as I was doing the pre-shuffle is the Six of Wands. Wands are the suit that has to do with action, energy, moving plans forward. I always think of wands as sort of, the passion, the creativity, but it's also, putting your foot on that gas pedal, like, let's get this show on the road. Six of Wands is a card of sort of movement, but it's also a card of sort of assessing, I always think of sixes as looking sort of to the past, but constructively looking to the past. What do you not want to repeat? I took that route and it was really bumpy. So I want to plan to not do that route this time. This is the one of sort of strategically planning and using your past experiences to ensure that you don't repeat past mistakes, and that going forward, it's constructive. So you're sort of, you're understanding that mistakes aren't mistakes, mistakes are lessons. And I feel like we're not knocking ourselves for those anymore. So going forward, Cancer, I feel like this full moon is allowing you to understand that the things that didn't go perfectly or that did not go off without a hitch in 2018, and there were many of them, they were lessons that we had to learn. We had to slow down and figure something out. And so this is the card that sort of acknowledges that and takes that information as we look forward and decide where we're going. So I'm just going to see what else pops out. Oh, I got one that's just popped. Ah, beautiful. This is such a beautiful card. So this is the Sun. Happiest, most beautiful card in the deck. And for those of you who may have realized you've seen previous videos, I actually have a rider weight version of this on my left arm. So this is a really special and personal card to me. So to me, it has extra significance. So the sun is a card of joy and beauty, of realizing that you are surrounded by love and gratitude and that you really are happy in the sun. You know, it's a card that everything is falling into place and everything is beautiful. 2018 hasn't been a bad year, but it's been a weird year for a lot of us, particularly for us Cancerians. And so this is the year that says, okay, all that stuff is aligned. You figured some stuff out. There's been some crazy things. This is when you actually get to enjoy your time in the sun. You know, enough of this craziness. This is family and friends and happiness and joy and laughter and love. And particularly for me, not always for everybody, but for me personally, this is a card of family and parenting and children. So a really special week coming up for those of us going into the holidays and enjoying a beautiful week with our family and friends for the last week. And I think that's it. I think that's a great way to finish it off. One further. I did get the Hangman. So this is a card, Major Arcana. It is a card of limbo. It's a card of delays, but it's also a card where things are not in place yet. We don't know all the information. So don't get angry or frustrated or impatient when things aren't working out. Everything will happen in the right time. And I think the new year is when a lot of this will fall into place. So I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday and Happy New Year. And I will be posting the January shortly. So thanks so much, Cancer. Have a fantastic holiday.